I have noticed, and I don't know why this is, I've noticed a lot of people haven't picked up on the fact that this is a neutral site game. Like a lot of people think this is being played in Columbia. It's North Carolina, South Carolina, by the way. So it's not. So make sure you know, neutral site game here. North Carolina favored by 2.5 against South Carolina. Great news for Gamecock fans. Juice Wells, as of today, according to Shane Beamer, healthy, good to go. He will start. Nick Harbor, healthy, according to Shane Beamer. He's good to go. He can play. Trey Knox, the tight end, we had been worried about him. Sounds like he's good to go. Sounds like he's going to play. So, still got some injury concern, but those were the big names that we were looking at. Be careful. Be very careful. I know some of you want to hawk these totals in week 1, and you look at over under 64.5, and you think, how could this game not go over that? We got a really good quarterback matchup here. I don't believe in either of these defenses. I can hear you now. And I looked at our model, and the over-under is 64.5, and our model thinks 64.4 points will be scored in this game. Model thinks the total's right. Here's where I think maybe, just maybe, you're missing something. You think North Carolina, and your mind thinks explosive up and down the field, offense, offense, offense. Fair enough. And they'll probably have to be that way to score again this year. Phil Longo's not there anymore. Chip Lindsey is. And Chip Lindsey's approach is a little bit different than Phil Longo's. Still going to throw the ball. You got Drake May. You still take advantage of it. But he runs the ball a lot more. And I think that they understand the way we tried to do things last year will not work. So we got to give our defense at least some kind of respite. Drake May was their leading rusher last year. They didn't have dependable running backs. And they've got to develop that. You can't. I don't need to explain to you how bad that is. They've got to develop that. So in looking at that and in thinking about South Carolina's best approach here, I actually think the strategy logic in this game may flip. Here's what I mean by that. I think right now you may look at this if you don't know much about these teams and you just remember the bowl game and you read a preview magazine. You may look at this game and you may say, I think South Carolina needs to run the ball. Keep Drake May off the field. Keep him on the sideline. Wouldn't be the first time someone said that about an elite quarterback. But here's the thing. South Carolina can throw the ball and win this game throwing it, and I think they're going to be ultra aggressive throwing the ball. If Spencer Rattler is one of the strengths of your team, and if you can take advantage of that secondary, don't be trying to play with your secondary pitch. Throw the ball on them. Like, rip them to shreds if you can. And if you do that, well, yeah, first off, maybe your over bet is sound. But number two, I expect big-time aggression from South Carolina in the pass game early. I don't mean settle in and then all of a sudden drop a bomb out of nowhere. I mean early. I think they're going to go after them. I think they'll go after their throat, and I think that they won't hesitate to turn it loose, especially if they got guys like Juice Wells playing, if they got Trey Knox playing. I don't see why you don't do that. And look, if it doesn't work, you've got the tailback talent to lean on. And that leads to my other question. I have had some feedback over the fall camp period from people trying to indicate to me maybe North Carolina will be better defensively. Guys, I don't see it. I don't see it. Could be wrong. I don't see that. If I'm wrong, and if those returns are right, we'll know because we'll see different disruption along the defensive front. That's where it'll be. And you won't have to wait long. You'll know. And if we don't have that, it has to be Drake May and South Carolina mistakes, I think. And it's funny I'm talking like this. North Carolina's favored to win the game. I'm talking about them like they're a 10-point dog. They're favored to win the game. And I'll tell you this, too. While I'm at it, let me go ahead and show you something else. So South Carolina, a 2.5-point dog, according to Vegas. Our model, which I strongly disagree with in this game, and I'm not legally obligated to follow our model loves North Carolina. Our model has North Carolina minus 4.5. So it is screaming across a key number of 3. The model is screaming, bet the heels, bet the heels. No, I'm not going to do it because I think South Carolina is the better team. And so I'm going to take South Carolina to cover. I'm going to take South Carolina to win outright. And I am going to probably watch a high-scoring game. I just don't know if it's going to be quite as high as people think it is. I think Gamecock's going to get the job done here. And so I'm going to take them. Not with a ton of confidence, but I'm going to take them. Now, I'll tell you what we're waiting for still. Inexplicably, We do not know the status of Devontae Walker. Unless something's changed since I've been on air tonight, because we are live, we don't know the status. And for those of you who have recently come back to the table, Devontae Walker was at one school, never played. Transferred to another school, COVID, canceled the season, never played. Transferred to Kent State, blew up. First year he ever played college football, actually on the field, ever played. Then transferred to North Carolina. After he transferred, the NCAA passed new legislation that really tightened up the rules on which transfers and waivers they would allow and approve. They rule against his waiver. They declare him ineligible this year. They filed an appeal, mainly because it's insane that he can't play for him this year on the surface, much less with the extenuating circumstances, and we have not heard back. It's been weeks now. We have not heard anything. North Carolina, as of today, had not heard anything. The NCAA sucks. They are terrible at the only thing that they're tasked with doing. There is not a student athlete out there that is in better hands with them handling a case they're involved in than without them. So other than that, enjoy the game, I guess. It's supposed to be their number one receiver. Like Josh Downs is out the door. Devontae Walker transfers in, and everyone looks at it and says, wow, that's a really key piece to North Carolina. And it is. We just don't know if he's going to be able to play this week or at all. We don't know if he's going to be able to play. So just a marvelous job being done, looking out for the kids up there in Indianapolis. Thank you guys so much.